Good morning, everyone. This is Jeffe Kennedy, romantasy author of epic fantasy romance. I'm here with my first cup of coffee. Ah, today is, say it with me, people, it is Friday. Woohoo! May 3rd. Tomorrow is Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. But today is the 3rd, but it's a Friday, and yeah, it's just been a week for me. I mean, it's literally been a week since last we spoke, well, at least a work week, but also it's been a week. Uh, I probably say this a lot, but recovering from con, I just have to accept the fact that it's going to take me a while to recover from con. Reentry is never easy, is it? There's a burn. It's a burn to reentry. Uh, and I'm facing the fact that I got like nothing done in April. I got something like 11,000 words, and I will caveat that um, with that I know for some people that sounds really good. For me, it's really low. Um, I did better in March, although not substantially. So I think I'm still kind of reeling from Stepdad Dave's death, and then lots of traveling and visitors in April, and those kinds of things. So I've been working on Reluctant Wizard. I didn't do any work on it for 2 days. Monday and Tuesday were crazy. There were all kinds of things going on. I'll tell you a little bit about that. But, um, yeah, I was kind of in crisis mode for the first 2 days of the week. And we ended up deciding, sharp listeners among you might recall that I was planning to go to Tucson this week. I was going to be going there yesterday. David and I were going to drive out there, and we changed our minds and we're going next weekend, which gives us a little bit of breathing room. Here's Killian. Killian, who is the source of some of my difficulties. Out of the way, honey. No, sorry. Big tail in front of the camera there. Um, so on Monday morning, post podcast, all of a sudden, oops, that was Killian hitting the wind chimes. You'll look at that face, though. You're such a sweet cat. He is a sweet cat, but he also suddenly attacked our other cat, Jackson. Like attacked, like pinned him down by the throat, and I had to pull him off. And it happened again a little bit later, and I thought maybe I'd brought them together too soon. One, Jackson was just coming in from around the side of the house, and this had happened a couple of weeks ago, which I had put down to Jackson having a weird smell on him, which can happen, right? You know, cats can displace that aggression. And sure enough, like an hour later, they were curled up sleeping together. Everything was fine. So I thought, well, that's what happened this time. But no, he. I tried to let them be back near each other again a little bit later, and Killian attacked again. Um, he didn't hurt him. Jackson's fine. But I mean, at least he didn't cause injuries, but it clearly hurt. And then cleaning ladies came. Oh, no, wait, sorry, I'm jumping ahead of myself. So I kept them apart. I separated them and tried again that evening. I thought, well, maybe I had not given enough time. Tried again that evening, and Killian went after him again. Fortunately, we were able to keep him off this time. But yeah, it was really disruptive. It was shocking and upsetting because they had been such great friends, and we didn't know what to do. So Tuesday morning, I called the vet because it was clear that Killian was still feeling really aggressive. So it wasn't just a scent thing. I called the veterinarian, and I called a couple of our local vets, and no one could get him in for like a week. And I found this ironic because there was this one vet that we'd been going to for a long time, and it felt like they could never get us in an emergency, right? In any kind of thing like that. And they had even called me like a few months ago because the main vet had retired finally. And they kind of cold called me. And I can't remember why I picked up the phone because typically I wouldn't. But they had my number, it showed who they were. And I thought, maybe we were traveling. And I thought, like our cats have been taken into the vet or, right? I didn't know. So I answered. And they were doing like this survey and talking about how there'd been all this gossip about the vet clinic and, did I have problems and, that they wanted to be responsive and that they have more vets now and, more available appointment times, all this kind of thing. And I was like, well, I mean, like I never leave my house, so I don't hear gossip. But I was like, it was just mainly that we can't ever get in. And they're like, oh, it's better now. So I called them. They couldn't get him in for like 3 weeks. And I was trying to decide which cat to take in first, right? Because I, of course, I was doing my internet research and talking with some of my cat friends. And one of the things that they say is that if an animal's sick, like if Jackson's sick, that might cause Killian to attack him. Um, so I was like, you know, supposed to leave for Tucson, so that's part of why we decided not to, Mom. And so then I ended up going to Smith Veterinary Clinic here in Santa Fe, and I am name calling them because they were awesome. They were amazing. They're entirely walk-in. It's no appointments, but if you go early in the morning, you don't even have to wait. And I took Killian in there, and one of the things I thought I'd better ask was, is he neutered? Because I knew that he has his little ball sack, but this is like something that's changed. I know that a lot of vets uh, leave the sac in place and just take the testicles out. Health reasons, I don't know much about it, but I just knew that. So I knew he had a little ball sack, but I thought it was empty. And reader, it was not empty. So it turns out he is not neutered. He is a full tomcat. Melty emoji. Um, and I feel terrible that I did not know this. I bought him from a breeder. He's a full bred Maine Coon cat. And if you have ever bought a full bred anything, you know that the breeders don't sell you an uncut animal at pet prices, right? You have to pay a lot for a stud or for a mama. I don't know what the word would be for mama. It's you you don't get an unfixed animal. And I love Maine Coon cats. I've bought them from breeders. This is, I don't know, Killian's our sixth, something like that. And I can't believe that I didn't know he wasn't neutered. But fortunately, some of my cat friends are equally shocked. They were like, and even called the breeder irresponsible, which makes me feel slightly better and less of an idiot. So yeah, Killian's 18 months old now, and full Tom, but not for long. He's getting snipped on Monday. And please think good thoughts. I'm very, very hopeful that this will stop his aggressiveness. Um, my friend Marcella, hi Marcella, who's one of my cat expert friends, said that I do have to allow. She said it might take up to 6 weeks for the testosterone poisoning to leave his system. So hopefully it won't take that long. We are keeping them separated, and that's working fine, um, but not ideal. I told David this too, and he says, I find it really funny that she refers to testosterone as poisonous. And I was like, yeah. She also referred to it as poor Jackson, a victim of masculine toxicity in his own household. And I'm not sure if David was amused by that, but all of us dealing with masculine toxicity, we're amused. This one's like literally going for the throat. Sorry, toxic masculinity is what I mean. Anyway, so that's been a thing this week, and I was talking with one of my friends and just feeling very off kilter and emotional, and they said, "Are you writing?" Because my friends know me, and I was like, No, I haven't written in like 11 days. And they're like, you need to start writing. This is what you do. This is who you are. And so Wednesday, I started writing again. And it did feel so much better. And I'm going to share this quote. I've shared it many, many times, but it's a quote from Mark Rutherford, and I find it very meaningful. He says, there is in each of us an upwelling spring of life, energy, love, whatever you like to call it. If a course is not cut for it, it turns the ground around it into a swamp. And so I've shared that many times because I always think about that when I'm not writing. Yeah, I get swampy. So while the past couple of days haven't been wildly productive, they are there. And of course, this book has just been disrupted, and um, I need to get my head into this story. And I feel like I've been saying this for weeks now. I just don't know where it's going, and maybe I just need to be more zen with not knowing where it's going. So, um, yeah, it's just kind of like been a topsy turvy week. But we're going to go to Tucson next weekend. I'm having a meeting with my editor on the 13th to talk about book two, the sequel to Never the Roses. And so I'm thinking about that story too. I don't know. It's an interesting place to be. With Reluctant Wizard, I have this beautiful cover. I want to do the cover reveal. But I want to have the pre-order ready, and I don't want to commit to that pre-order yet until I know what my schedule is going to be. Right? I'm also having a heck of a hard time writing this book, which I feel like I've been saying on the last 90 million books that weren't Onira / Never the Roses. I want to be writing different things, and I'm tempted to stop and do that. But I know that you are all, not all of you, but many, many of you are waiting for Reluctant Wizard. And I'm really torn on this. I don't often not write the book I'm supposed to be writing, with Never the Roses being the great exception because it demanded to be written. Dark Wizard, I kind of did the same thing with. I was supposed to write part of it and then switch off, and I just had to finish writing the whole thing. Uh, and both of those books, like, have paid off, right? So now I'm starting to wonder, should I only write the book I feel like writing, which would, this goes against my entire credo. Any of you who've been listening for a long time know that this is like not how I do things. Um, yeah, I don't know. I think I'm going to keep poking at this book, keep pushing it forward until I get my line edits on Never the Roses. And then I don't know if I mentioned here, but I have to have Never the Roses 2. We could call it that. Maybe we should call it Onira 2. I don't know. Book 2. Uh, done by like November. So I have lots of time to write it. And I need a self-published release, so I really should get this one out. Um, although if Agent Sarah decides she doesn't want to go on submission with First Order of the Fey Realms, I could release that. So I don't know. My indecisiveness is not helping. Um, but also not writing was definitely not helping. So we'll see. I'll probably just keep trying to ramp up, keep trying to push this book. Uh, I'm not at the Act 1 climax yet, so I don't feel like all of my stakes are set. I feel like I've lost the thread of the overall arc, and I'm not sure what the best way to get that back is, except maybe get these other things off my plate and then immerse in it. Yeah, I don't want to make you all wait for this book. And I like what I've written so far. Like yesterday, I kind of went back, or maybe it was Wednesday. It was probably Wednesday when I thought, okay, so I went back a couple of chapters, which I don't typically do, but I needed to get my head in the book again. So I went back a couple of chapters, and it's good. I'm happy with it. It's good. So I don't know what my problem is. Um, I have not talked about the Tortured Poets Department. Um, as you all know, I am a Swiftie going way, way back. So, of course, I have been listening to the Tortured Poets Department almost since I did not stay up late. I didn't listen to it Friday morning. I had work to do, but I did listen to it over the weekend. I've been listening to it a lot. Um, Favorite songs are The Black Dog. I love The Black Dog. And I'm going to go on record here with my Swiftie opinion that I believe The Black Dog is totally about Joe Alwyn. Yes, there are Matty Healy references in it, but there's too much emotion in that song for that not to be about Joe Alwyn. It's absolutely about him. And I love that Old Habits Die Screaming. Oh, hair raising. Other songs I love are Down Bad. Definitely love Down Bad. Corrine, I love the Albatross too. I particularly like the lyrics from this song. These really resonate with me. I'd rather burn my whole life down than listen to one more second of all this bitching and moaning. I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. I don't cater to all these vipers dressed in empath's clothing. Such great lines. That one's obviously in reference to Matty Healy and everyone disapproving of her little rebound fling with him. Uh, but yeah, I mean, I am obviously not Taylor Swift. I would like to have Taylor Swift's influence and money, but I would also, I was about to say I would like to have her talent, but I think I have talent. Yeah, I won't qualify it any further. I'm just going to own that. But yeah, the that feeling of that you owe things to people, that you have to maintain a certain kind of reputation, a certain kind of that you have to be pure, especially for women, right? That you, uh, yeah, I'm not being articulate about it. But I love how she says, I'll tell you something about my good name. It's mine alone to disgrace. And yeah, yeah, right with you there, Taylor. So, but yes, it's of course a brilliant album. I'm annoyed that we can't get the anthology on the double CD set. I do have my CD here because I like to have the CD backups, but I am starting to listen more and more on the phone via my car stereo or like walking the dog. So yeah, it's good to enjoy that the brilliance of her lyrics, and it is the breakup album that I wanted. I agree that So Long London is a great song. Um, and let's see what else. There are so many good songs on that. I really do love Who's Afraid of Little Old Me, which is another one that resonates. So, yeah. Anyway, I feel like I need to get my head together. I've probably been saying this for a long time. I was just messaging with Kelly Robson this morning, and she said she was struggling for story focus. So maybe this is just like the thing we always do. We struggle for story focus. Alas, it's still an amazing job, right? I was recently reminded of, how great it is, the flexibility of my job, and that I can do things like not write for a few days and deal with cats and vets and so forth. Oh, I probably didn't answer your question. Are you all out there shouting to me? I did take Jackson in as well after we discovered that Killian is intact, and that's probably the problem. But the vet thought, yeah, we should check Jackson too. So this was like I went home, swapped out cats, went back, and they did a full senior screen on Jackson because he's 12. And the vet said that she was pleasantly surprised by his numbers. He is a very, very healthy cat. So I feel like at least a good cat mom that way, right? So hopefully this will get resolved. On that note, I wish for you all focus. If I can't have it, I hope you have it. And I will talk to you all on Monday. You all take care. Bye-bye.